What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of our Kings related podcast, wherever you may be. In this recap of the Kings 119 111 win down in New Orleans over the Pelicans on this first night of a back-to-back against the Pelicans. And this was an ugly kind of win for the Kings as they battle against the Pelicans for the second time, 3 times this week. They played this past weekend on Saturday night in Sacramento, and then tonight, and then tomorrow, and once again the Kings they come up on top tonight, thanks to Keon Ellis off the bench. And Keon, he was, in my opinion, the best player on the floor tonight for the Sacramento Kings. Keon Ellis had 13 points in the first quarter. He had 22 points at halftime. And Keon tonight finished with 27 points. I believe. Let me check the box score here. But Keon Ellis off the bench, 27 points for Keon Ellis. 5 rebounds. He had an assist. He had a steal. 3 blocks for Keon tonight. Also, 7 of 11 from beyond the arc. Just incredible for Keon. And then 10 of 14 from the field in his 29 minutes of action off the Sacramento Kings bench. And Keon, he was the best player on the floor for Sacramento. He was doing it on both sides of the floor, offense and defense, in this game. So, again, 13 points in the first half, 22 points in the first half. Incredible. Also, I want to give a shout out to the Kings tonight. The Kings had 8 turnovers in the first half. That's been an issue here as of late in these in these games since the trades that they've made. 8 turnovers in the first half. They had 3 in the second half. 1 and only 2 in the third quarter, and only 1 in the fourth quarter. So I thought the Kings did a really good job there in that aspect in the second half. DeMar DeRozan, after he came up with both clutch buckets in that game Monday night against the Mavericks, DeMar DeRozan, keep it going, buddy. He continues to put up points for this Kings team, even though he did not post up 42 points like he did Monday night. In that overtime win, he dropped 24 points on an efficient 9 of 17 shooting for the kid from Compton, California, DeRozan. He also added 6 assists and 4 rebounds on his stat sheet. So really good from DeMar DeRozan in this game. And with both having the games tonight from Keon Ellis, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine looked lost early on in this game on the offensive side um, of the court, but he recovered in that second half to finish with 23 points, 7 assists, and that's what I liked about Zach LaVine tonight. Even though he had a slow start to this game in the first half, but he was doing other things. I love that he had 7 assists in this game, but he really got it going though, as I said, in that second half. But I liked how he was getting involved other ways in this game. But again, 23 points for Zach LaVine, and he even hit a pair of tough looking threes in this game, which should be a welcome sight because since he's come over, he's shot 19% from the 3-point line, and he's in his career he is a 39% shooter from beyond the arc. With the Bulls, he was 45%. So I believe that number will go up with Zach LaVine. The 3-point number, his percentage will go up in due time. But Malik Monk, even though Malik Monk has struggled since the trades offensively, because now you got opposing teams, they are zeroing in on Malik Monk. He's been the main ball handler on this team since the Kings made all the trades, and opposing defenses are zeroing in on Malik Monk. And I think that's taken Malik out of what we've seen in the past. But I'd still like how Malik found his rhythm with all the new pieces here on this team, with LaVine, LaRavia, JV, and Malik Monk. He's picking his spots to be impactful, and he got in a little bit of a chirping match with CJ McCollum in that I think it was the third or the fourth quarter, late in that second half. So a little nice conversation after a foul by McCollum on Malik Monk. But Monk finished in this game with 17 points, 4 assists, and 2 blocks in this game. So that's nice to see from Malik Monk in this game. Keegan Murray, after Keegan Murray had a quiet night, quiet first half in the game Monday against Dallas, and then he really got it going in that second half. Keegan Murray, with these new additions, he is searching for his role on this team. Like right now, Keegan Murray, with the new additions, he's at best the 4th or 5th option on this team. So the Keegan Murray up and down season continues in this game in New Orleans. Like 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists for Keegan. Like, he isn't a negative due to his defense. I thought his defense was solid tonight, but offensively, you need Keegan Murray to find his rhythm offensively, to be more involved, because he is a big part of this offense, especially once you get more time with these new guys on this team, like practice time. Keegan Murray, he's gotta find his rhythm on this team, and be more impactful besides the defensive end of the floor. So this is a really good win for the Kings. This is the first night of a back-to-back against the Pelicans. Pelicans aren't great, but they do have a lot of good talent on this team. But the thing about this Pelicans team this season, they have been hit with a rash of injuries. And Zion Williamson, just another incredible game. Like, he's got all the talent in the world. 40 points in that meeting on this past Saturday night in Sacramento. Tonight for Zion, played 28 minutes, 33 points from Zion Williamson, and most likely we won't see him tomorrow night because he doesn't play back-to-backs. Like I don't know what New Orleans is trying to do. Like, if they're trying to get a better draft pick, but like, he's healthy. Like, let him play. He's an incredible player. Like, but he's just incredible. Then you got CJ McCollum at really quiet night. Unusual quiet night against the Kings for CJ McCollum. Just 14 points in his 30 minutes of action. 7 of 17 from the field. Did not hit a 3 in the game tonight, and that makes me a little worried about tomorrow night. So he was a minus 23 on the floor. But like, this Pelicans team, they will be back next season up there in the Western Conference. Like, if this team, like, you just look at this Pelicans team, DeJounte Murray, who's out for the season. You got Herb Jones out for the season. If this Pelicans team this year had their guys, they would be in, like, fighting for the playoffs in this tough Western Conference. So this Pelicans team, as I mentioned, they will be back next season. I'll tell you right now. So Kings, so far, they are now 3-0 against the Pelicans this season. The final meeting is tomorrow night. So no letdown. Absolutely no letdown from this Kings team. You got 3 straight wins for the Kings, and you got a great chance to head into the All-Star break with a 4-0 sweep of the Pelicans. After last season, you lost to this Pelicans team 6 times last season. So, no letdown. Absolutely no letdown. Like, I'm watching that Lakers Jazz game. This is the last game before the break for the Lakers. They are absolutely getting hammered in Utah. So I want the Kings to come out tomorrow night, take care of business, go into the All-Star break with 4 straight wins and a 4-0 sweep over this Pelicans team. Just a quarter-by-quarter breakdown. The Kings, unlike Saturday, they started this game tonight really good. They had like a 16 point lead in that first half, but the Pelicans, they made the run in that second quarter, outscoring the Kings by 6, and the Kings took a 2-point lead in the halftime. Kings, they won that third quarter by 5, and then the Pelicans, they battled back in that second half. It was a game of runs. Every time the Kings would go on their run, Kings would take the foot off the gas a little bit. Pelicans would make their run, but the Kings did not fold. The Kings won that fourth quarter by 2. They really got hammered tonight in the paint as the Pelicans outscored the Kings in the points in the paint. Both teams shot pretty well from the field. Kings 47%, the Pelicans 46%. If you want to look at a down spot for the Kings tonight, free throws, just 72% from the free throw line. Jake LaRavia missed all 4 of his free throws tonight. Threes, Kings nearly 40% from 3 at 35.6% in this game. The Kings won the rebounding total by 8, 48-40 for the Sacramento Kings. They had 36 of those rebounds were defensive rebounds, and for the 11 turnovers by the Kings, the Pelicans had 15 points off of those 11 turnovers. But the Kings, you gotta take better care of that basketball. So, and a little breaking news on this Wednesday night, the Kings have agreed to a deal with former number 1 overall pick Markelle Fultz, and I really like that move for the Kings, because the Kings, they need a backup point guard, and Fultz, he played well last season for the Orlando Magic, so I really like that move to getting Markelle Fultz as the backup point guard on this team. But some of the other scores around the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the best team in the NBA, they were down 21 points to the Miami Heat, and they came back and they won 115-101. The Houston Rockets, they beat the Phoenix Suns by 8. Suns have now lost 3 games in a row. The Detroit Pistons, they beat up on the Chicago Bulls 128-110. And the Milwaukee Bucks, no Damian Lillard, they take care of the Minnesota Timberwolves by 2. And the Brooklyn Nets, they beat the Philadelphia 76ers by 4. And the Boston Celtics, they defeat the San Antonio Spurs easily 116-103. The Cleveland Cavaliers, the best team in the Eastern Conference, they take care of the Toronto Raptors, who've been playing better ball lately, but they take care of Toronto 131-108. And the Orlando Magic, they take care of the Charlotte Hornets 102-86. And the Indiana Pacers by 4 over the Washington Wizards. The Denver Nuggets, they take care of the Portland Trail Blazers. So after the Blazers won 6 games in a row there, and they were the hottest team in the league, they come back down to earth, and they are losing right now on their way to another loss against the Denver Nuggets. Just underway in Los Angeles, you got the Memphis Grizzlies and the Los Angeles Clippers. And coming to the end of the third quarter, you got Golden State and the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavs currently are up there as we come to the end of that third quarter. And the Utah Jazz are on their way to a blowout win at home against the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers got that taste of senioritis for their last game before the All-Star break. But Kings, they take care of business in New Orleans. They are now 2 games over 500. And if you want to look at the Western Conference standings, the Kings did get some help standing-wise, part of that play-in. You had the Minnesota Timberwolves. They lose. The Phoenix Suns, they lose. San Antonio loses. And if these scores hold up, Golden State right now is currently losing. So because they are right behind you, you want Golden State to lose. So could be a good night if you look at the standings in the Western Conference, especially that congested play-in race there in the West. And also, if you want to look at a team that you want to lose, the Clippers are losing right now. So could be a good night on this Wednesday for the Sacramento Kings. Back at it tomorrow night. Final game before the All-Star break. Taking on these same Pelicans. Most likely no Zion Williamson as he doesn't play back-to-back. So, again, no let-up. Take care of business. Go into the break with 4 straight wins and a sweep of this New Orleans team. Let's go into the break 3 games over 500 tomorrow. And then you go into the break, then you have some much-needed practice after the All-Star break before you kick it off a week from, I think it's next Thursday against Golden State. It's your first game back from the break. So let's go into the All-Star break on a high note. So thanks for tuning in to this recap on our Kings-related podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up as well. Leave a comment down below in the YouTube comments. And if you're listening on your preferred audio platform, Apple, Spotify, please hit that follow button. Rate 5 stars. Leave a nice little review. Be much appreciated. And also available wherever else you get your favorite podcasts. Until tomorrow night, we're back at it for another recap tomorrow night following Kings Pelicans. Till tomorrow night, go Kings and light the beam. See you tomorrow night.